Radio.
Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Nissan. Drive the newly redesigned 2026 Nissan Sentra SV for just $299 a month. A stylish sedan with impressive tech, comfort, and value at a price that's hard to beat. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, slap that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comments section. And, of course, you can call the show at 515-517-2303 or follow us on our social media channels. Happy 420 Day, Ross Peterson. It's 420
It
Day.
is April 20th. You're right. Yeah, 420 Day. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm such a weed user that, I'm...
you can tell when you say weed user. When you say weed user, it's the indication that somebody smokes on the pots.
Yeah. I didn't even know, and Ray put this in the chat earlier. I didn't know what 420 Day was until I started this show. Like I lived in such a weird bubble. I didn't follow the culture. I didn't know what 420 was, and it was 15 years ago that Ray called the show for like the first time and called me a drunk and explained the benefits of weed and went through the whole 420 thing. So, yeah, I learned what 420 was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Finding the origins of it, I'm sure Ray could, explain it. Oh, it's
Break
this
it
group
down.
of high school kids from. I'm 420 day. All right. Dude, there's National Cupcake Day, okay? Everything has a day. Everything has a day. So today apparently is the day for the partakers in our life.
Yeah.
Okay. Let them enjoy. Let them enjoy.
I have no problem with it.
Right.
No problem. I learned this. I didn't know this because I saw one of the shorts. Did you know Bill Maher and Woody Harrelson own a weed shop together in California?
Surprise me. Yeah, they're both. I mean, Bill Maher's open about it.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson, obviously, he's got a colorful history. His whole, his dad is really interesting. Do you not know the Woody Harrelson's dad story?
No.
Oh my goodness, Trav. Oh, fun rabbit hole here. All right. Sorry, Ray. We were going to spend time talking about the smokers and the weeds and the whatnots. But now we got to go down the Woody Harrelson rabbit hole. Okay, Woody Harrelson's dad is a really interesting person. His dad might have been a part of the CIA. His dad might have been a part of assassinating President Kennedy.
Does he openly talk about this?
It's a weird thing. His dad was a hitman for the mob, basically, or maybe for the CIA. But yeah, he was a hitman. He was related to an Oswald along the way somewhere. It's a really interesting rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, his dad was a hitman.
Wow. I did not know that. See, you educate me on a daily basis on the obscure things that I would never find, and that's why I thank you. That's why I'm glad you're in my life, because you bring me up to date on some of this stuff.
In 1960, convicted of armed robbery, he claimed that he was involved in dozens of murders beginning in the early 60s. In 1968, tried on a murder-for-hire killing of Sam DeGalia Jr., a resident in Texas, who was apparently paid $2,000 for the murder of DeGalia, a grain dealer. Anyway, yeah, interesting fellow for sure. Old Woody Harrelson's dad. And then there are allegations that he was involved with the JFK assassination, but it sounds like that was more of his dad, just
bragging upon himself,
exaggerating the story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have nothing to exaggerate here, but last night, Audi Crooks, who we've talked about for the last month, had made her decision. And believe it or not, Ross, she's going to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State for Audi Crooks. My first reaction was this. I was underwhelmed by the decision, and meaning that Audi Crooks going to Oklahoma State, in my point of view, is a lateral move or step down at best. It's not like Oklahoma State has a strong history in women's basketball. The only conference championships they've won, you got to go back to 1990 and 1991. That's when they won the regular season titles in the Big Eight. I believe they won the Big Eight conference tournament title in 1991. They have been to the NCAA tournament the last couple of years and had a good run in the, from like 2013 to 2000 to now, an okay run. But when I was thinking of when Audi Crooks left for greener pastures to grow something, I thought she would have been like, okay, I'm going to go play for a contender. I'm going to go. Notre Dame was out there. I didn't think she would end up at a UConn. I didn't think she'd end up at a South Carolina, but I thought she would have ended up at a school that had a chance for a Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four run, and that just doesn't seem to be the case. Lateral at best, step down maybe, but I'll probably keep it in that lateral category. Your thoughts?
I want. My thoughts are, we were assigning the wrong motives to this thing. When you say, if she was going to go to greener pastures, we don't even know why she left.
That's fair.
So I'm with you. I thought let's just start from the top. When she left, I did think the same thing. I didn't think she'd end up at a UConn or a UCLA, but I did see her in like that TCU range. You know what I mean? I thought the same thing.
Or even Oklahoma with Jenny Baranczyk, right?
Yeah,
I mean, something
that would have made sense as well. That would have made sense as well. So we have no idea why she left. It obviously was not, I got to find greener pastures. And by the way, Oklahoma, when we say it's a step down or a lateral move, well, I can't say that that's the case. Oklahoma State just got Iowa State's best player. So right now, it looks like Oklahoma State's going to be a better team next year than Iowa State. Iowa State's best player is now on their team. It's going to be and by the way, you've had a lot of Coach Finley's got a lot of places, a lot of roster spots to fill before we have any idea what 2026-27 is going to look like for that women's basketball team. You know, that you brought up the Notre Dame thing because last week it was hey, she's following Notre Dame on Instagram. Oh man, that to me, that's like recruiting news. It's funny. It's like, okay, what's it mean? I don't know. It means Omaha Blues going to Iowa State. Well, what's it mean on the court? Not much, right? Not much. What did it mean that Audi Crooks was following Notre Dame on Instagram? Turned out to be she was following Notre Dame on Instagram. You could put a period at the end of that sentence. That's what it meant. So I don't know that it's a step down. It's easy to look at the history of that and go, oh, man. But I guess you said some things there I'm curious about now. When was the last time Iowa State won a Big 12 title?
Well, they win a tournament title, just less than 5 years ago, right? I mean, they won a tournament title not too long ago. I should have my numbers up. I didn't pull that up.
Especially if we're gonna say, oh man, Oklahoma State hasn't won in so long. Well, they've got a much better shot right now than Iowa State does. If you were to prognosticate the 2026-27 season based,
they're filling holes too. They lost a lot of players through graduation and transfer portal too. So, but they're both. I don't think they were hit as hard as Iowa State, but they were hit with departures. And when I say, and let me clarify, because we have 2 hours, and I think I'm allowed to clarify.
What if I said no? No, you can't clarify. Move on.
I look at fan base. I mean, Iowa State, when you look at what Bill Fenley's done over the last, 30 years that he's been there, the number of people that support Iowa State basketball, the fans that show up, I think the program is in a different spot than Oklahoma State. Recency, you're right, probably right there. I mean, they won a game in the NCAA tournament this year, lost to UCLA in the second round.
You're saying Oklahoma State did?
Yeah, Oklahoma State did. Yeah.
Well, then I can't say this is a step down because Iowa State did not.
And I'm looking at it from a totality of a program over a course of time. So you and I are just looking at it through two different lenses.
Yeah,
you're correct. I think I could say I'm correct when I look at the overall body of work over the history of the program. So I think two things could be true here at the same time. But that's why I say a lateral move I'm probably more in line with than a step down.
The thing that kind of surprises me is staying in the Big 12. She will be coming back to Hilton Coliseum next year to play. It'll be interesting. Does she get treated? Does she get the Adam Haluska treatment? Does she get the Price Sanford treatment? Right? That when she walks out on the court and she's announced as the starting center for Oklahoma State, is she booed in Ames next year? My gut says no. We don't treat female athletes the same way we treat male athletes.
I would agree with you on that.
And so I don't think next year when they announce it, see, look at T. Jeezy. T. Jeezy Mucks says, yeah, right away. Boo. And Tyler said, look at this. I am shocked. We have several comments in a row. They're like, yeah, she'll be booed. Big boo. Okay. We'll wait and see. And maybe it'll have something to do. I don't know. Will it have something to do with how well Iowa State rebounds? If Coach, and I don't mean that on the boards, I mean how they respond in the roster. If Coach Fennelly starts the season and he's got an amazing team and they're playing fantastic basketball, and Audi is the only one that's scoring buckets for Oklahoma State, maybe that changes it a little bit. But if Oklahoma State comes in undefeated or whatever, they're rolling and Iowa State's still trying to pick up the pieces, I could see that being a different story. But that was the first thing. When I saw Oklahoma State, I thought, oh, she'll be coming back to Hilton now. Wonder what that's going to be like.
It would have to be weird, right? And you brought up something very important. And whether it's fair or not, we do treat female athletes different than we treat male athletes. We have no problem booing male athletes. Female athletes, and maybe it's just the makeup of the fans. They've watched that game grow. It's a
societal deal.
Societal deal?
Yeah. We treat women better than we treat men, and we should. We should. We treat women. We give more respect to women than we do to men. Young men are considered we put them in that adult men category way quicker. The men are making a lot more money. I think that's a part of it. We've all seen that change from the time that money really started to get flowing towards the athletes. Instantly, it was like, hey, if we're paying the athletes, we're going to start bitching about them. So yeah, I think that's my gut, is that societally we treat women better than we treat men, and we should. This is not poor white guys. That's not what I'm doing here. We treat women better than we treat men, and should.
It'd be interesting to see how Oklahoma State uses Audi Crooks. Obviously, for the last 3 years, everything went through Audi Crooks at Iowa State, right? I mean, that was the focal point of the offense. We know she had defensive liabilities. But it'd be interesting to see if they, for 1 year, go, hey, we're going to make a shift and everything's going to go through Audi. And it's also going to be interesting when Iowa State and Oklahoma State play to see how Bill Fennelly defends her, because who would know how to stop Audi Crooks better than anybody that's coached her for the last 3 years to go, okay, here's where I know her deficiencies are. Here's how we can stop her from scoring. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I was, it's one of those times, Ross, and I moved on, but I do bring it up because you'll remember a time. I mean, do you remember there was a time in the Big Ten Conference you could not transfer within the league? You could transfer, but you couldn't go to another Big Ten school. If you did, you had to sit out an extra year. Now it's open game, and I don't have a problem with it, but it does create different dynamics like this, especially when you have an All-American, you have the best player. Usually, when Kylie Feuerbach went from Iowa State to Iowa, there was there, but it's not the same league, but you played against each other every year. It wasn't that big of a deal. Here, you have one of the most popular women's basketball players at Iowa State of all time.
Yeah.
All time.
Maybe the most.
Yeah.
Had more impact than I can remember with the fan base. I mean, I don't remember girls in mass wearing other jerseys and T-shirts and stuff with names on them. Audi was the first one.
I think it was Kevin Cooney. I could be wrong, but I saw a Facebook page yesterday. Kevin Cooney on Facebook had a picture from the Iowa State bookstore. Uber clearance, all the Audi Crooks T-shirts. I mean, like, basically giving them away. Did you say
yesterday?
That's when it popped up on my feed. So I don't know when he posted it, but
I'm surprised it took him that long. And you ain't giving them away now. They may have been
there for a while too. It just may have filtered through my feed, but it was like clearance, must go, gotta go. Probably see him in a vintage market here in the next couple of years.
Right. Well, I wish her luck. I mean, I wish her luck. That's my final take on Audi is good luck. I do think it's an out of sight, out of mind thing. When I won't be following Audi Crooks. I couldn't tell you a single Oklahoma State women's basketball player in history.
I'm with you. Either could I.
And I imagine a lot of people in Oklahoma can only name one Iowa State women's basketball player ever, and it's Audi Crooks. So I wish her luck. Iowa girl gone away. I've talked about this before. It's like Kyle Korver. It's like Harrison Barnes. It's like anybody else that leaves this state. Okay, cool. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm concerned about. Iowa State women's basketball is on that list way down here. But that will be my concern for women's college basketball is how good is Iowa? How good is Iowa State? And then that's the end of it. And then are UConn and UCLA historic? But I can't name a player on those teams, and I won't be following Audi, unfortunately.
Double Decker says, hey, didn't Addie Deal just transferred to Wisconsin? That's conference within conference. Addie Deal did not have the effect on Iowa basketball as Audi Crooks did on Iowa State basketball. She was a highly recruited player. She was a five-star, whatever that means, but she didn't have the impact that Audi Crooks did over 3 years. That's why it's a little bigger story. That's why Audi Crooks is, and the story of her going to Oklahoma State is in the headlines at ESPN.com today. She was the number one player in the portal. And so that's why it's maybe a little bit bigger story, and even when you go interconference. I think it was Double Decker said, okay, we got this. Can we talk about the 7'3" guy Iowa got over the weekend? Did you see that, Ross? Ben McCollum pulls down a 7'3" guy from St. Mary's?
Saw they landed a big man. Yep.
Good. We can start looking like Purdue now. It'd be like, hey, we're going to match up with Purdue. We got a 7'3" guy.
They got a couple of big transfers, right?
Yeah.
He landed a couple guys over the weekend.
I believe so, yeah. What was it?
Tyreek Coleman and Andrew McKeever were the two kids.
Yeah.
Dude.
Again,
let's see how they play on the court.
The portal is no different than recruiting.
Yes.
There are no guarantees.
Yep.
Now, there's reason to be excited. It's nice to have a 7'3" guy. I mean, Iowa lacked in size in certain parts last year. But again, until you prove it, you just never know. You just never know. That's why I like what we've done over the last 15 years, and that is ignore recruiting for the most part. We don't ignore it totally, but we don't get as jazzed about it as other people. When I see people on social media, they're like, we got ourselves a good one. Well, how do you know? How do you know?
That's why the thing about Audi, this is a step down or a lateral move. We'll see. We'll see. I can speak with zero authority about that. But we'll see. See how it plays out. And I wish her luck. I won't be paying attention.
You asked me before we went on the air.
I mean, that's my last take on college women's basketball. That's as deep as I can go on it. We'll see.
Yeah, but when we come back and I appreciate it and totally understand where you're coming from, but as we write down and you write down your sports stories each and every month. Audi Crooks leaving and Audi Crooks signing with Oklahoma State is going to be one of the bigger stories in this state as we review 2026. I think it is. Because April's usually a slow month anyway. So we're like,
I'm not sure what the biggest stories in this.
I do find it interesting though, Ross, as this, I don't know if you noticed it. There was a couple social media posts from Iowa State women's basketball over the weekend that I saw, and again, I don't know when they actually go out but it wasn't an announcement of a transfer. It was a former player saying, "Hey, my time at Iowa State was awesome. My relationship with the staff was great. I had a wonderful experience during my time at Iowa State," which kind of is trying to counteract some of that criticism that the staff has taken since the defections, but it's people coming out and saying, "Whoa, hold on, my time has been awesome at Iowa State. Had great relationships." Do you think that's a damage control campaign as people start to consider the portal and consider coming to Iowa State, that they have to combat that? Any negative?
I didn't see this. I have no idea. I didn't see. I don't know what you're. I didn't.
Well,
see
I'm
what
just
you're
telling you.
about. I'm sorry.
A
former player basically said that she she had a good
her
time.
experience was great.
I don't. Is there damage control needed for Coach Fenley? Because we don't know why. We don't know why some of these girls left. I don't, at least. Maybe that story is out there and it's kind of under the surface about why we had such a mass exodus from the team. So I don't know if they. I am not in a position where I think that Coach Fenley needed to have damage control. But maybe that is what was happening. Who was it? Who was the player, and how long ago did she play?
I think she was either graduated last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be then.
Yeah. I think people leave for a number of reasons, and that is, 1, money will be one of them. 2, playing time. 3, you're just not happy, or you don't feel like it's a cultural fit. Not everybody's going to get along or be happy with a coach over. Because sometimes it's just not a good mix. I mean, I think you could probably look at everybody who left. They all left for different reasons. I don't think there was one reason everybody left. I'd like to know the reason. Audi left with immortality, should we say, on the line.
Yeah, that's truthfully, like,
yes,
a final year at Iowa State would have locked her in as legacy type stuff at Iowa State. Local girl, does good, makes national news. Leading scorer. She would have walked out of there with damn near statue type of legacy at Iowa State. What a good word for it, Travis. Nearly immortality when you look at Iowa State women's basketball. And I really do. The minute that this was announced, I said, that's gone. You just don't. You throw all that away when you transfer away. And I think that, again, there are layers to it. And one of those layers is when you transfer to another conference foe, and now you've got to come back wearing another team's uniform into our gym. That you've had she gone to UConn, UCLA, maybe a Notre Dame, then I think it would have been a little bit easier for people to swallow. In 10 years when they bring Audi back to celebrate her career at halftime, people would have understood. You get one picture of her in an Oklahoma State jersey in the on Hilton Coliseum's floor. Gone.
Hey, it's warming up outside. Good time to buy a house. That's why you're going to call Ross Peterson to represent you, to be your realtor. But he's going to say, hey, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got a pre-approval from Gary Presnall over the weekend. Sent him a text message, and it took my client 30 minutes to do it. Sent him a text message last night about 10:30 as I was writing up a purchase agreement for that client, and already got the information that I needed back from Gary at like 5 a.m. this morning. The man is always working.
He is a go-getter. With Norm by his side, he does not stop producing loans, and he can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes. And it can happen after hours. And as Ross just said, on the weekends, he offers a variety of loans. First-time buyer loans, conventional loans, new construction loans. And he's been the state of Iowa's top producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Work with the best. Gary Presnall and Ross Peterson. 515-975-6767 is how you get a hold of Gary. Start your new buying journey today. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me Tour the pits and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name is Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Spring is here and our inventory is blooming at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. With over 90 vehicles in stock, there's never been a better time to find your perfect Chevy. Right now you can get supplier pricing on new Silverados, conquer the spring and summer without breaking the bank. We also have a large selection of new and pre-owned vehicles ready for your driveway. So shake off the winter at Willis Chevrolet in Granger or online at willischevy.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're thinking about a vasectomy, Urology Center of Iowa offers a no-scalpel procedure that's quick, straightforward, and performed by specialists who do it every single day. Visit iowauro.com and click Schedule an Appointment. At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Did you have a good weekend, Ross? We didn't even talk about the weekend yet.
I didn't tell you about my weekend, dude. Right.
Did I hear that Bill Blank did a valedictorian speech, you said?
Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad. Yes, that was how Saturday night went for me. And that Sunday was yesterday. I'll tell you about yesterday, too, at some point if we want to. Saturday night, I got invited to go to the North High Gala, and I won't be able to help out this year with the Scarlet Celebration for East High School, which I normally am the MC of because my nephew's getting married that night. So this will be the first time in like 10 years that I haven't been able to host the Scarlet Celebration. So as Bill Blank put it the other day, he's like, you get a chance to help some other poor kids. So I went and helped out the North High Gala. They had a 90s themed gala where they were honoring the 1991 North High basketball team. That was the team.
Pretty good basketball team.
Really good team. Had Hurl Beacham on it. Hurl went on and played at Iowa State. I got a chance to meet Hurl Beacham for the first time. And honestly, I got to thank him, even as an East kid, that 91 North team, I loved that team because it represented Des Moines. It represented the city schools. East had a really good team in 86 with Maurice Newby and Jason Reese. Those guys went on to UNI and led UNI to a couple NCAA tournament wins. So Des Moines schools, there was always kind of a brotherhood there. You were always rooting for the Des Moines schools. And Hurl had some amazing matchups with those Ames teams that had Fred Hoiberg. So that was it was a neat thing. And I went up to Hurl and said, hey, I'd like to Bill did this amazing speech and thanked Hurl for bringing so much pride to North High School in those early 90s. And I got a chance to tell Hurl it was more than just North High that you made proud. A lot of people in Des Moines were really, really happy to see his success. Bill Blank got up. He told me last week when we were preparing for this thing, he called me one day and he was like, man, I'm going back and forth. I've got this speech that I'm going to be doing. I thought about having you kind of help me out with it, but I think he's like, you're going to understand what I'm doing right away. And I want to get your reaction for the first time when I do the speech. So I'm not going to run it by you. That was all he told me. So I didn't know if I had no idea what he was going to do. So Bill gets up and he's like, in 1996, when I graduated from North High School, I was almost the valedictorian, which, by the way, is not true. I was almost the valedictorian.
He stretched the truth a little bit.
He's like, it was neck and neck. And he says, I think my gut tells me at the finish line, I got screwed by the refs. He's like, but I had written a speech. I had written a full speech. So I just busted it out. I've dusted it off, and I'm going to give you guys what would have been my 1996 valedictorian speech. I almost wish we could have Bill just come on and do it for us because I can't do it justice, but I'll give you the gist of it and you'll get the point. It was hilarious. It's such a good idea. So he starts off and he's like, first I'd like to thank the faculty and the staff and all you students, and boy, we're ready to go out and tackle the world. Our dreams have just begun. All the stupid valedictorian, when you're 17 years old and you think you're full of great philosophy, right? And then he goes into things like, some of us are going to be chasing our dreams. For instance, my dream is to chase a career in politics. My cousin Monica just got an internship at the White House, and if she can do it, anybody can do it. He's like, we have such great heroes that we can look up to. People like O.J. Simpson. I hope that this witch hunt on O.J. finally comes to an end. When I grow up, I want to be a great father like Bill Cosby, or maybe a great singer like R. Kelly. It was so good.
Were people laughing, I hope?
Oh, I was cracking up. I think I saw, because at one point I was like, man, I should have been recording this. And I turned around. Chris Shipley, our buddy from Three Beards Media, was sitting right next to me. He had purchased a table, and so I was sitting with him, and Chris was recording it. And I think I saw Bill posted the speech this morning. So if you get a chance, in 4 or 5 minutes, I don't know how long it is, it was really good. Just very layered. And then Bill did what Bill does, and he brought all the heart into it. When you see Bill, we've talked about Bill before, but he's the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. When you see Bill, you think, oh, this is a tough dude, and he must be mean. He kind of has this mean look about him. It was so great as he kind of got emotional. And he talked about what North High meant to him. And he talked about what being from that community had done for him and how it helped his career in so many ways. And Courtney turned and looked at me and she's like, I've never seen Bill like this. And I said, this is Bill every speech. Every speech I've ever seen Bill do, he does exactly this. He brings out all of the emotion. You're going to laugh. You're probably going to cry. You're definitely going to feel. And at some point, you're going to turn your lip up and go, did he just say that? And all of those things happened. It was a fun night. I got to dress up like I was Dwayne Wayne. Courtney looked beautiful. We had an awesome time. Shipley was dressed in grunge. Bill wore a green velour tracksuit because their head coach at that time, Coach Green, always wore tracksuits. So he did that in honor of Coach Green. They honored Coach Hutchinson, who'd been an amazing part of Bill's life. It was really, really cool. So, yeah, that was my Saturday night. Then yesterday, I went fishing. I went fishing. I had a great time. I went fishing with Eli for a couple of hours. We found access to the new pond I was telling you about.
Okay, did you?
Lake. It's a lake. Had to walk about a mile back through some woods and trails to get there, which was fun. But we left the house, and I'm driving, and I wanted to go to Casey's bait shop over on the east side. Did I tell you that I bought a couple new rod and reel combos?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, dude. Got me some new rod and reel combos.
So why you got the rod and reel? I just have a question for you, because for some reason, my phone must hear you talk about fishing. And I don't know if these are AI or not, because now it's getting to the point where, like, are these real or not?
Yeah.
But it's guys with the rod and reel, and they're casting, and they just hit targets. Like they're like, it's a can, like they're practicing in the street. I'll see ding, 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 ding. I'm like, that's incredible accuracy.
Yeah.
Are those real, do you think, or do you think they're fake?
No, I think those are real.
Okay.
I've seen ones where guys will put a glass bottle 50 feet away from them, and they will pitch their lure into the top of the glass bottle. Like they can land their jig into the size of a quarter from 50 feet away.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Does it help you catch fish? That's all I'm at. Does it help you catch?
Absolutely.
Really?
Especially Travis, and Dusty. We have a guide up in Canada named Ruben, who is the fish whisperer. So especially Travis, if you're drifting past a shoreline, okay, and there's two trees, but there's a little pocket right between those two trees, right? And it's only about 4 or 5 feet wide. You don't want to cast into the trees, obviously, but you want to get as deep in there as you can, because chances are fish are living in that structure. So, man, if you're accurate and you can put it in that little garage, you're not gonna catch fish, but you have a lot better shot of catching it. The closer you can get to that shoreline, the further you can get back into that structure, the better off you are. So, it really comes in handy if you're fishing docks, because being able to pitch a lure between a dock and a boat, or to pitch it under a dock, which is another whole other skill of skipping your bait across to get it to slide along the top of the water. Yeah, there's a lot of skill that goes into it. And by the way, you got to be able to get to the places safely, which is what I'll get to. So I'm driving to freaking Casey's bait shop. Beautiful day yesterday. It's 50 degrees, sun is shining, windows are down. It's a great day. I pull up to Casey's, I roll up the windows, go inside, get my worms, buy Eli some stuff, come back out. I had rolled the window back up and broke the tip of my new rod. I haven't even been on the water yet. Broke the tip of the new rod. When it rains, it pours, man. Man.
Like, how much money did you spend on this rod?
Here's the deal, and it still works. It just doesn't have the same action now. It won't have the same feel. But this is the second time in 2 years I've done this. I broke 2 poles in one day last year, but it's okay. I bought an ultralight this year also. It's brand new as well, so it's going to work. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to go fishing. Found the new fishing hole. Got a little about a mile walk through this trail. Get down to the water line, and it is just filled with beechwood. And you got to kind of walk over this. It's rough terrain to get to an opening. And at some point, I trip and fall, and I kind of crash on the ground. And Eli's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay." When I fell, I broke the second one.
Oh, when it rains, it pours.
I had not thrown a line, and I broke the rod of one and the reel of the other one. When I landed, I smashed the rod or the reel onto the ground and broke the handle off the reel.
When you buy a fishing pole, can you buy a drops and spills warranty?
Yeah, right. No kidding. A dumbass warranty. Is there a thing if I roll the window up into the top of this thing and break it? Now, we did end up catching some fish. Nothing fantastic or to write home about, but I had an awesome day with my kid. We spent several hours fishing a couple different spots on a few different lakes. So we had a great time. It did not start off well. Lost a couple of good lures along the way as well. Lost a few good men out there, Trav.
It was war on the lake.
It was war. It was war, and trust me, we were down 2-0 right away.
But you rallied back to win.
I wouldn't say we won.
What kind of fish are in this lake? Did you get bass? Did you get
We
crappie?
caught a crappie, a bluegill, and a largemouth. Those are the three fish that we caught. Eli caught a nice crappie. I caught a tiny little bluegill. I mean, the tiniest of little bluegills. And Eli caught a nice little largemouth too. So, yeah.
See, you're more patient than I would be. I'd be like, well, broken. Gotta go. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Dude, trust me. When I went to go cast the little ultralight, and I cast it out there, and I went to go set the bail, and I was like, what? The handle's broke. That I had a moment of like, pack it up. We're done. Walking back the mile to the car. Let's go. I'm done. But I didn't. Oh, yeah. And then Eli dropped his speaker into the lake too. I forgot about that. He had like his little JBL, I bought him for Christmas. Yeah, and all of a sudden we're sitting there and I heard the music stop. And I looked over, I'm like, what happened? And he looked down, he's like, oh no. He goes, don't worry, Dad, it's waterproof. And he pulled it out of the lake and it wasn't working. He goes, I thought it was waterproof.
I was at Baconfest over the weekend. And I tell you what, and kudos to Brooks Reynolds, because he almost didn't do Baconfest this year. I mean, he openly talked about it on the show that he almost didn't do Baconfest. My first Baconfest was Bacon Mania with you up at the Iowa Event Center, right? I think there was 10,000 people there. I've been to Baconfest at Iowa Event Center. I've been to them at that place over in Clive, right by Willis Automotive. I've been to the ones at the fairgrounds. This was my favorite Baconfest, Ross. It was small. It was intimate. The food was fantastic. It just had a much different feel. In fact, Anjanette got in the car and said, that was my favorite Baconfest. Owen got in the car and goes, I've played all the at Baconfest. He goes, this is the most fun I've had playing at Baconfest. And he goes, it was a fun crowd. Wasn't huge, 400 or 500 people. It was windy, but it was just a nice day. Got to meet Captain Kirk, got to meet some other listeners.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And it was a fun day. Now I got to meet Tanner Lloyd too. So Tanner, you might remember, I made fun of him a couple months ago about his food reviews. I wasn't making fun of him, just the food reviewers who don't like food. Well, he didn't like some food on Saturday. And this is where it was a reminder. We had a good conversation, and this is a reminder that when you do food reviews, it's all subjective. It's what you like. Because I go, okay, what did you not like anything? Oh, you'll see the video. I spit it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so the ironic thing, Ross, the thing Tanner hated the most
was the thing you liked.
I love that. Me, Anjanette, Owen were like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I understand why he didn't like it. It was from Prime and Providence, it was Dom's.
Oh, from Dom, yeah.
Yeah. And he had these pork balls. Amazing in my book, not Tanner's, but they dipped it in a wasabi sauce. So if you don't like wasabi, if you're not ready for that wasabi hit, you're probably not going to like it. Now, all of us who like wasabi and that spice, it was just the perfect, what do I want to say, additive to the pork that was like, oh, this is really good, really, really good. And there was another one. There was so much food there. I didn't even eat all the stations. I'm glad
to hear that. And I think that's what most people are hoping for when they go to Baconfest is like, man, I hope that there's so much stuff I can't even get through all of it. Very cool. Glad that it was such a success. I got a text from Jenny Murphy yesterday, and she's like, oh, we were hoping we'd see you at Baconfest. Yeah, I couldn't get down there. Had a really busy Saturday. It was a good thing. The house that I went and showed on Saturday was the one I wrote an offer on last night. So, worked out for me for sure. Me and Press. But yeah, I saw that. I saw you guys got your picture with Chris Meharry.
Yeah,
or Chris Meharry took your photo.
Took a photo.
Yeah, I imagine that was Travis going over and saying, "Hey, Chris,
no, he actually
do a family photo for me."
No, Chris actually came up and said, "Hey, can I get you guys together?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, that'd be great."
I'm glad you got to meet Tanner too. I haven't had a chance to meet. I met Tanner at a sake event that Brooks was a part of hosting down at West End Salvage. I didn't introduce myself fully to Tanner. I just went up to him and said, "Hey, man, big fan of what you do. Keep it up." Because that always is fun when people, stop up to me and say, "Hey, I had that happen at Mullets this weekend. I walked in, the guy was like, Ross Peterson?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Hey, I'm a big fan. Listen to you and Trav all the time." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So that the only time I met Tanner, I just said, "Good job, keep it up, big fan," and walked away. But yeah, Tanner, if you remember that was me at the Wasabi event or the sake event. Not Wasabi. He wouldn't have been at a Wasabi event, I'm learning. He'd have stayed away from the Wasabi event.
And another way that Baconfest helps spur the local economy, Owen was drinking a tall boy. And I go, "Hey, what are you drinking?" Because he had it in a koozie. He goes, "I didn't know." He goes, "They sell Yingling here." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I didn't know they sold it in Iowa." I said, "Well, after Baconfest, I've got a treat for you." I go, "Do you have your wallet?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "I've got a special on the Yingling for you." So we go up 2nd Avenue. I go,
"Good."
They go, "There's the interstate." I said, "We're going to see the Todd Father." And so we went to Central City Liquors, and I said, "They've got the Yingling on special for to a $12 or $13.99. You're going to ask for the Rush Radio Special, which is a $5 off coupon." So he got the Yingling for $8.99. But then Lizzie's with us, and she grabbed a really expensive bottle of old-fashioned mix, so they sold more product, and that was fun. But the Todd Father was in a good mood, and so we got to see Central City Liquors, too.
Was Dana working?
Dana was not there.
Oh,
I think
man.
the Todd Father and a couple of other guys.
You got the 75% experience. Is what you got.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. You got Central City, the building itself, the place is 50% of it. The Todd Father's another 25%. Dana's that final 30%, because then you get to 105%, and that's what.
I think the customers are part of the percentage too, right?
That's a good point.
If you hang out long enough,
that's the building. That's that 50%.
Okay.
That the place in general is going to provide you entertainment. You're going to just naturally have the cowbell goes off, your head goes towards the door, and you go, "Huh, okay." And then it goes off again. You look back and you go, "Huh." One dude looks like he stumbled in from the river, and the other guy drove in his BMW. And they walk in next to each other. You go, "This place is interesting."
And I don't know if you were following the Rush X account yesterday, but Deb went and got the vault experience, and she got a Weller. And what Brian doesn't know is he kind of started something that may be out of control, because he's promoted the vault a little. Now people think they can just show up and see the vault.
No.
And that's by invite only. You don't get to walk into Central City Liquors and go, "Hey, take me to the vault. I'm going to buy whatever I want." Doesn't work that way. Deb got a very special invitation for listening to the Rush Radio Show, and somebody says, "Hey, I didn't know about this. When can I stop in and see it?" And Brian wrote back, "You don't get to. Only very special customers get to go to the vault."
It's been that way for a long, long time. It's a cool place, man. It is fun. I wish I could have been with Owen and Anjanette and Lizzie when they walked in there, because it is as you've seen me do it, man. I like to walk in and then turn around and watch a person's face as they are enjoying it, as they kind of look around and go, "Oh my gosh, This place, yeah. This place.
Something special about it.
Got you some Yingling. Dude, the Yingling's not, again, like Tanner and the
it's
wasabi
just beer,
thing.
Right? No, what's the beer up in Wisconsin that isn't sold over here?
Spotted Cow.
Spotted Cow, right?
Yeah.
I think Yingling became popular because it's the scarcity of it. You can't get it here.
So it's what Coors used to be, right? Before it was like, oh, you can't get Coors is available. Think about that now. Think about people being excited about Coors.
What are you drinking there? A Coors Banquet?
If it's your favorite beer, that's great. I've had Yingling. It didn't change my life. I was like, oh my God, it's the best beer ever. It's a lager. It's a lager.
It's Budweiser. Is it America's oldest beer? Tyler put that out there. I didn't know if it was
something like that. It's got a lot of, I mean, again, the scarcity of it, the story behind it, the fact that you can get it now in Iowa, it's a great thing. They've been fighting for a long time to get it here. It's very cool. I hope that they're selling a ton of it at Central City Liquors. It's not my flavor.
You know, I mentioned the Audi Crooks shirts being like in a vintage market, and I brought that up because my wife, we wake up yesterday and she's like, hey, you want to go on a walk? I'm like, sure. And so we went on about a 3-mile walk, but she's like, well, there's a vintage market up in one of the neighborhoods. I said, okay. I mean, isn't a vintage market just a really nice way of saying an outdoor Goodwill?
Outdoor?
Well, yeah, because they were just like pop-up tents and people who just sell it's like a large garage sale. I'm like, this is what a vintage market is? People who, and there was one lady who goes, yeah, I was coming to expect something. She curates a lot of stuff. She didn't work at a museum. You think this is like museum?
I curate a lot of stuff.
They curate a lot of stuff. I'm like, you mean she goes to Goodwill's and is on Facebook Marketplace looking for a certain type of shirt? Is that what we're doing here?
He curates a lot of stuff. You mean buy and collect? Is that what you mean by curate?
And then buy, collect, resell at more than what she bought it for.
Yeah. When you say vintage market, I think of, I just mentioned West End Salvage. That when you say vintage market, I think of, you go there to buy antique stuff. It's going to be old stuff that you're buying. I never would have thought of it as
clothes.
Like what you described there as a flea market.
Basically, that's what it was. But instead of calling it a flea market, they call it a vintage market.
Oh my God!
And they have 501 Levi 501.
Marketing works. You know,
it does,
dude. You know about Walnut.
Antique City Drive.
And I had aunts and uncles that would bring my Uncle Jack, the greatest guy. He and my Aunt Barb would load up an RV full of antiques. I mean, packed full of antiques. And they would come to Walnut every year and drive up and down Antique City Drive and buy and sell antiques. That to me is a vintage market. You know what I mean? You're buying a 1930s Singer sewing machine. That's a vintage market. Your old Nikes from 2012. That's a garage sale.
And that's what this was. So I just sat on a bench with a dog. And I said, "You come find me when you're done, because I'm really not that interested in going through used clothes."
I will tell you, as we wrap up our weekend conversation here to wrap up the 6:00 hour, I did watch a really good, fun documentary last night or Saturday or one of the nights. I don't remember which night. The Jailblazers.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, I started watching that. I fell asleep. I need to go back and finish it. It looks. I got about kind of mixed in, but it looks really, really good.
It was fun.
You're talking about the Portland Trailblazers.
It was the Portland. It's about that 2000 Portland Trailblazers, that team with Rasheed Wallace and Damon Stoudemire, Bonzi Wells. Then they brought in Sean Kemp and Scottie Pippen, and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed that one. And then I watched one about remember the chess kid that got accused of using the anal beads to cheat?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a documentary about that entire situation as well that I found really fun. I watched that one last night as I was typing up the offer.
Was he using anal beads?
No, he was not. In fact, he sued Magnus Carlsen and the guys that run chess.com and got a huge settlement out of that because they could never prove that he even cheated, let alone that he was using anal beads. The anal beads thing, Travis, came from a message board on the internet. One comment. A streamer was talking about the controversy. He was a chess guy, and one person wrote in there and said, "Is there any way that vibrating anal beads could be used to cheat?" And the guy was like,
ran with it?
And the guy said, basically, sure, I guess that could happen. And then it became, and we did it too. We saw that headline and we were like, oh my God, anal beads.
I'm not turning that story down.
Right. Nobody did, dude. And it was on Pierce Morgan. That kid had to go and listen. No heroes in this story, I can tell you. The kid that was accused of cheating was a cheater. He had cheated previously on chess.com. They could prove that he had been a guy that didn't, played fast and loose with the rules. And that's how these things go, right? There's this thread of truth that weaves its way through this quilt of lies. And this kid ended up suing and winning settlements. And then it does culminate, which I also hadn't followed up on this. It does, that story does culminate with that kid then again, several years later, playing in another tournament with Magnus Carlsen, and they have to play against each other again. And so it's a fun documentary. Again, you'll walk out of there and go, I don't like any of these people.
It's usually the way I am anyway.
Yeah, right.
Hey, do you need new floors? Of course you do. Just look down at your carpet. Could be worn. You might go, you know what? This might be a nice place for some hardwood. Well, Iowa Floor Covering in Bondurant has you covered with carpet, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl, and more. Plus expert sales and installation you can trust. That's Iowa Floor Covering. Good people. Great floors. Visit iowafloorcovering.com today. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Hey, Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June, and you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track. Woohoo!
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hi, I'm Todd Lee, sales and leasing consultant here at Willis Cadillac. Spring is here and flowers are in bloom. And by flowers, we mean our amazing inventory of Cadillac CT5s and XT5s. And with interest rates as low as 2.9%, now's a great time to stop in Willis Cadillac and pick one up. From sedans to SUVs, Willis has what you're looking for. Stop out and see us or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Multiple brands and models, including the Volvo EX90 and Infiniti QX80. They both earned a top spot on the 2026 IIHS Top Safety Picks list. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 or follow us on our social media channels. We got a Facebook page. We've got an X account. We've got an Instagram page. And yes, we have TikTok. We're growing up, folks. We've got a TikTok account. So when you're scrolling in the mornings, make sure to make the Rush Radio Show one of your favorites and you can see us. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson, hanging out till 8 o'clock today. Ross, last week we talked briefly about the Mets and the pressure the Mets were under, and you said, you know what, it's early in the season. They've now lost 11 in a row. They got swept by the Cubs. The Cubs have turned around and won 5 straight. The Mets have now lost 11 in a row. In this 11-game losing streak, Ross, they have been outscored 62-19. They are hitting a dismal 145 with runners in scoring position. Yesterday against the Cubs, 0 for 9. We're talking about the highest payroll in baseball. And I know, and you rightfully so said, listen, it's April. But I thought this was an interesting stat. And I put that on there for you. Were you surprised by that stat that I'm going to give you right now?
Which one? I did read the rundown, but I don't remember. It's not popping out.
In the history of baseball, only 4 teams have had double-digit losing streaks during the season and made the playoffs.
Wow. That's a shocking stat. 4 times in the history of baseball.
Holy teams have had a double-digit losing streak and made the playoffs. Cleveland did it last year.
Okay, well.
And the Dodgers did it in 2017.
Okay, well,
so
that's some recent stuff. Yeah, okay. Wow. That's a shocking stat, though.
I know. That's what I thought, too.
Right now, if you look at the standings, the Mets sit obviously in last place, 7-15 on the season.
Worst record in the National League.
They are 8 games behind the first place Braves, though. And again, that's 2 weeks. That's 2
You're
weeks.
so good at that. You are so good at breaking up baseball into 2-week chunks. You've done this for as long as I've known you. You're like, hey, it's a long game, but when you break it up, you got to do it in those 2-week segments.
We look at football, and everybody realizes that in football, and it doesn't seem like this quite so much in the NFL anymore, where every week matters. You can lose a game. Everybody's going to lose a game or 2 or 3. And then, but once, if you're supposed to be a playoff team and you start to lose 3 or 4 games, then it's like, oh, hey, we're in trouble. And that's where we're at with the Mets now. You're at that point with the Mets where it's like, oh, if you look at it in the NFL thing, you get a 17-week season, you get 17 games. In a Major League Baseball season, you have about 26, 27 weeks in there. So if you every about 10 days is equal to 1 game in the NFL. Well, the Mets have lost a game. They got blown out. They just lost to the Dolphins. But they got blown out by the Dolphins. 49-0. And now you got to look around and go, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. So we'll see what happens with them. That's a shocking stat that 4 times teams have been able to pick themselves up off of this and move forward. Man, when you're in the middle of something like this, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's got to be really hard to look around that locker room right now and go, hey, guys, we're still a playoff team. We lost 11 straight, and you've been blown out in them. So, I mean,
do you think the Mets make changes? Now they've got a 9-game home stand coming up. You're going to have to do something during this homestand, right? I mean, if you finish below 500 in a 9-game homestand, that's probably going to. I mean, Mets fans are going to. It's New York. They're not going to be patient by any means. Fans are like, we're paying $352 million for what?
Fans ain't paying shit.
Well,
fans aren't paying the $300 million. Those ticket prices were going to be the same if that's
fair.
If the salary was $300 million or $30 million, the tickets were going to be the same. Getting to the Mets Stadium, I don't know what the name of it is right now. Getting there was going to be just as expensive.
So that's Citi Field. Do they play at Citi Field?
Thank you. I'll tell you the one to watch out. You ask if they're going to make. Okay, let's start with the Mets, then we'll get to some changes because there's a different one that I think we should pay attention to. I did think when we talked Friday, and I was like, "Oh, they got the Cubs coming up." Well, no better place to get right than Wrigley Field. Cubs won 12-4 on Friday,
and they've won 5 in a row.
Cubs are playing good baseball right now, and they needed to. That was fun. And now the Mets will host the Twins next. So same joke, right? If you want to get right, play against the Twins. Well, we'll see. Travis, do you know the last team that they had a winning record against in a series?
Is it the Dodgers?
Last time the Mets had a winning record in a series was when they went 3-1 in a 4-game set against the Giants.
Was that to start the season off?
No. That was just a couple series ago. They've been swept by the Cubs. They've been swept by the Dodgers. They've been swept by the A's. And then they had lost 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. So really, this 12-game losing streak only goes back a couple series, okay? Previous to that, they went 3-1 against the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco. Now, if we want to talk about a team that might be making a change quickly, because we had talked about how the Giants made kind of a unique move.
Unique
this
move.
Winter, right? They decided to go a different direction with their new manager, and they hired a guy that had been spending his career in the college ranks.
Tommy Vitello. That might be one to keep an eye on because the Giants are also in last place. The Giants are also let me get back there. I don't want to. They have 9 wins, I think.
How far back are they in the West right now? 6.5 games back in the West. But being 6.5 games behind the Dodgers seems like a more daunting task than being 8 games behind the Braves. 9-13 on the season. They've been outscored by 21 runs in those 22 games. That might be one to keep an eye on. If there's a team that's going to make a change at the manager level, I don't think it's the Mets yet. I think the Mets give this time. They've thrown enough money at it right now. You got to wait and see what sticks. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Giants make a move in the next couple of weeks and just say, well, we tried the experiment. It didn't work. I don't know. I hope not. But when you said, did the Mets start to make a change? I thought, I don't think that's the team we should be looking at for change yet.
Does it change, though, because the Mets are spending so much money? I think the money has to play a part of it, right? I mean, if the Dodgers were sitting here in the same, we'd be like, what the hell's wrong with the Dodgers?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yes. With the Dodgers, though, it's all like as soon as you said the Mets have the highest payroll in baseball, I wanted to go asterisk.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, that it's true that the Mets have the highest payroll in baseball. The Dodgers have just deferred all those billions of dollars in that roster. I think it's too early for any team to make a knee-jerk reaction. In baseball especially, you've got to be patient. You got to kind of have a little bit of a long game. You shouldn't react right away. If the 4-hitter goes 0 for 4, you don't move him out of the cleanup spot. If your leadoff hitter hasn't gotten on for a couple of games, you stick to your guns a little longer. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Giants. But if you're asking me which managerial hot seat is hottest, it'd be Mets and Giants 1A, 1B.
And the only reason the Giants may hold on longer, it's a pride thing with your general manager, right? Where
That's
you're
true.
like, it is, hey, I made this move. We didn't say it was going to be a turnaround overnight. You got to stick with me. You got at the Mets, a guy in the last year of his contract with an option for a 4th year. It's a little easier to pull the plug on that.
Make a move. Yeah, make a move. I hope for Tony Vitello that it works out well. I really do. I hope that the guy, they figure it out and they do give him a long leash and then he sticks around. Gio says right here, Buster Posey's going to keep him. And Vitello's a winner. Gio, I can't fight back on any of that. My fear when we talk about managerial changes, I see the Giants struggling. I've seen it from the beginning of the season. You go, oh, come on, man. Come on, let's go.
What I'd like to know is, and I don't know this, because I look at the game of baseball and I say, it's the same game no matter what level you play it. Is there a difference in managing a college team as opposed to a major league team? I mean, your situations are kind of the same, right? You're dealing with more elite players, but is there a difference in the way you manage? I don't know. What's your gut tell you?
There's got to be. My gut says as weird as that is, there has to be. College, man, especially in baseball, maybe more so than any of the other sports, college success is no indication of being a Major League Baseball player. There's just so many. I don't know if it's all of the factors is what it is. You're using a wooden bat. The pitchers are way better. Every part of it. It's not speed. Guys in college can throw 100 miles an hour. Guys in college are hitting those high 90s. It's the breaking ball that goes 19 inches. That's the difference. When you get to the majors, that slider isn't moving 6 inches. It's moving 16 inches. That curveball isn't dropping, 19 inches. It's dropping 39 inches. So there's a huge difference in the pitching.
To me, it's always hard to blame a manager, too, when you're getting outscored 62-19 but you're hitting 145 with runners in scoring position. That's not a managerial problem. That's a production problem by your players, isn't it? Or is that a managerial problem? He can't hit for you. They were 0 for 9 yesterday in the Cubs. Just yesterday, 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position yesterday. They had a 1-0 lead going into the 9th inning. You think that losing streak is going to be snapped? Then the Cubs score one in the 9th, and then they score in the 10th. But again, 0 for 9. It's not a managerial problem. It's a production problem. Or am I simplifying it too much?
No. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's not the manager doesn't get to go out there and hit with a guy on second base. Right? You gotta the guys in the lineup have to deliver that. I will say, Travis, the one of the things that I would hope helps Tony Vitello, and I'm going to take a moment to say I told you so way before I should say I told you so, and it's not you who I told so. But years ago, when they were like, "Hey, we got to outlaw the shift," everybody's playing analytics baseball, and everybody's playing the Earl Weaver 3-run home run game. There's no stolen bases anymore. There's no bunting anymore. We need to make rules so that we change this. And I said, no, there will be a change. Teams will start to realize that small ball can win baseball games. Did you see what the Brewers did? Brewers bunted on 3 straight at-bats. 3 straight at-bats to win a game. And we're seeing this more and more and more. Here's the thing. Teams have forgot how to defend a bunt. Pitchers that are rookies in Major League Baseball, dude, they haven't seen a bunt since they were 9. You think that some U-Trip guy is going to be bunting when he's got a kid that can drop bombs to win plastic rings? Hell no. He's going to help the kid drop bombs. Small ball was gone from baseball, and it's starting to make a resurgence. We're seeing guys steal bases. We're seeing guys bunt runners around. Look at Driftless said the Cubs stole every chance they had yesterday. It's becoming a thing. A college team the other day broke the record for stolen bases in an inning. They stole like 8 bases in 1 inning. And that was something that for a long time was going away. It was like, hey, the analytics say it's too dangerous to steal, so stay at first base and let this guy hit the ball out of the park. What if he doesn't hit it out of the park? You're still stupid for stealing. Don't do it. Okay. And then teams started stealing bases again. And what happened? Catchers can't throw guys out. Why not? Because they don't do it very often. Guys start bunting again. Well, how come pitchers can't make that simple play? Because they don't do it very often. Teams
and you're sure as hell not going to bet 3 times in a row. There's no way I'm going to play back. There's no way.
Right. That's such a little league thing. Like when you're a little league coach, bunting is the absolute hack. It is if you're struggling, if your team can't hit the ball, bunt. And if the team doesn't field it, bunt again. And if the team doesn't field it, bunt again. Like you want to get inside of a team's head in when they're 10 to 15 years old, bunt 4 or 5 times in a row, watch what happens. They'll lose their mind. Lose their mind. It looks like a snowball fight. Ball starts flying around the yard. So I saw this. I was like, yes, small ball, baseball coming back, stealing bases, bunting runners around, winning with that sort of stuff.
And I like it. I mean, for a guy that grew up with Ricky Henderson and Vince Coleman, I mean, I remember when Ricky Henderson broke the record. They broke into like national television to see if he would steal, much like they did with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. They broke in to say, hey, let's watch Ricky Henderson steal a base.
Do you remember Ricky's speech? Remember they stopped the game when he stole third? He did it against the Yankees. And he stole third to break Lou Brock's record. And then they stopped the game. They brought the microphone out to him. Do you remember this?
I don't.
Oh, man, Ricky. Ricky was so Ricky. He was just the best. First of all, he slides into third. He's safe. He stands up. He rips the bag out of the ground and holds it above his head.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's the
Lou Brock is there. They've got Lou Brock in the stands. And they bring Ricky the microphone. And he says, Lou Brock was the greatest base stealer of all time. And now I am the greatest of all time. Thank you. Ricky is uniquely Ricky, man. I've told everybody this. You got to go check out the 30 for 30 podcast. It's not a movie. It should be. Ricky won't quit. It is one of my favorite podcast episodes of all time. I've tried to tell people about it for a long time. It is such a good listen of what it was. Ricky Henderson at the end of his MLB career when he was hoping to still get a contract. He's in his 40s, like mid 40s. And he's waiting for the phone to ring from an MLB team to give him a shot. And while he was doing that, he played in a semi-pro league.
So he's like playing for the Sioux City Canary or the Sioux Falls Canaries or something like that?
More like the Des Moines Bandits. It's a semi-pro league. The rest of the dudes on the team are paying to play. Ricky paid. You have to pay to play in this adult. It's a glorified adult softball league where they're playing baseball. It is such a fun listen of how Ricky, he shows up for the first game and he's like, where's the spread? They're like, Ricky, we buy a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly before every game. And he's like, okay, nobody buys peanut butter and jelly anymore. Ricky's got it. And from that day on, the rest of the season, when the team showed up, there was a catered meal for everybody on the team. It's so good, dude. It's so good. It talks
Where's
about
the clubhouse? Well, we park in our cars in the parking lot.
Right. They didn't have locker rooms. You're nailing it. You're nailing it, dude.
It's like, how come our dugouts aren't in the ground?
Yeah. Yeah. He would, so then he would tell the guys, like, hey, if you guys would like, show up tomorrow an hour before the game, and I'll show you guys some of the tricks I do for leading off and stealing, and, some of the tips and tricks I've learned over 30 years in Major League Baseball. And so, of course, that first game, the entire team is there, right? Well, the other team shows up and they're like, is Ricky Henderson teaching base stealing? And Ricky says, hey, you guys, come out here. Come on out here. I'll teach you guys the same things. I'll show you some of my tips. And so every game, it was like this clinic where Ricky Henderson would have 40 other adult men standing around listening to him give some tips and tricks. The best part of it is, as the season wore on, Ricky realized he wasn't ever going to get that call from a Major League Baseball team. And so his interest in it started to die off. He's coming to that realization of like, oh, man, it ain't ever going to happen. I'm done. My Hall of Fame baseball career is over. And so he starts not showing up to games. He's not there anymore. But the team was good enough that they made the playoffs. Okay, now, in semi-pro baseball, the playoffs look a lot more like a slow-pitch softball tournament. All the games happen at one field. The semifinals are on Saturday. The final is on Sunday. Well, they get to the semifinals, and they're showing up on Saturday, and Ricky comes to play. Like, all right, we're better with Ricky than without him. Great, Ricky's here, and it's the best speech. Ricky Henderson gets in front of his team on Saturday morning, and he says, to this, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says, you guys don't know this, but all season long, you guys have carried Ricky. Because remember, Ricky always referred to Ricky as Ricky. You guys don't know this, but all season long, you guys carried Ricky. Well, now it's time for Ricky to carry you. And in the 3 games over the course of the weekend, Ricky goes like 11 for 13 with 9 triples and 2 home runs or something absurd. Something absurd. And all the guys say, we got to see Ricky Henderson. Like, for one weekend, we got to see Ricky be Ricky. Yeah, it's a really great story. And of course, the team wins the championship, and that was it. That was the last time that Ricky, it's a shoeless Joe Jackson type of thing. He walks away, and that's it.
You know what impresses me about that is that Ricky, like, even when he didn't show up for games, like, stuck around or at least paid attention to what the team was doing. You're like, oh, they're paying for a championship? Time for Ricky to show back up.
Yeah.
Wow. I forget, it's hard to believe he's dead, isn't it? Man. Been 2 years.
Wait.
Ricky's dead.
What?
Yeah. Died December 20th, 2024 at the age of 65.
I didn't know this. I mean, I knew it somewhere. It's kind of sad.
Sorry. Didn't mean
Such a character. Such a character. My favorite Ricky story was...
Did you ever get to see him play in person?
Yes, I did. Oh, I have a great Ricky Henderson story. We went to Wrigley one time. He was playing for the Mets. We were in the front row in the left field bleachers. This was right after Mark Grace had been on the Jim Rome show talking about slump busting. Do you know what slump busting is, Travis?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mark Grace had just talked about slump busting on the Jim Rome show. And we went out there for my friend's bachelor party. It might have been Chad Von Onen's bachelor party. There's a group of guys that was just so much fun, man. So much fun. And we had front row seats. We got there early. We're in the front row of the bleachers, shirts off at Wrigley, and Ricky Henderson's playing left field for the Mets. Terry Mulholland was on the mound for the Cubs. Lefty, Terry Mulholland.
Yep.
And so Ricky couldn't do the Ricky Henderson thing. You know what I mean? He gets walked. He's on first base. He can't steal because it's the left. So we are riding Ricky. You're no Lou Brock. You're no Lou Brock, Ricky. And he's like the entire time in left field playing with us, Travis. And I mean it. He's playing that, and he'd go like this. We'd go, and then he'd tap his butt. He'd flip us off. He'd scratch his backside with his middle finger. We were just cracking up, loving it, right? And then in the ninth inning, Ricky comes up. Cubs are up by a run. There's one runner on, and Ricky unloads. He almost hit a game-winning would have been the game-winning home run into our lap. He flew out to the track right in front of us. It came off the bat, and I'm like, this is the greatest baseball player of all time. This guy talked trash to us the entire game, and now he's going to put the game-winning home run in our lap. And it landed 3 feet in front of the basket. Whoever the left fielder was for the Cubs at the time.
When I say Ricky Henderson, what team do you think of?
A's.
Okay.
How about you?
A's, but I saw Ricky play as a Yankee. So when I saw him play in person, and I got to see him come into the stadium down at Kauffman, and he was shorter than I thought. You know, when you see these guys on TV, you're like, they're larger than life.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're short. But A's would be it. And he was with the A's a number of different stints. Do you know what team he ended his career with?
The Padres?
No, the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. He played for he kind of bounced around a little bit, didn't he, at the end?
Yeah. He played from 1979 to 2003.
Came up with the A's, played a bit for the Yankees, went back to the A's for that late 80s team.
Yeah, he went A's, Yankees, A's, Blue Jays, A's, Padres, Angels, A's, Mets, Mariners, Padres, Red Sox, Dodgers.
Did you say Blue Jays, Mariners?
Blue Jays back to the A's, Padres, Angels. He was with the Mariners in 2000.
Okay. Because there was a great story that it turns out is not exactly true. Do you know the John Olerud story? John Olerud has said...
the helmet? Yeah, I knew a guy like you in Toronto.
I played with the dude in Toronto that wore a helmet. And John Olerud says, that was me.
If you're done growing your family, a vasectomy might be the right next step. At Urology Center of Iowa, they offer a no-scalpel procedure that's designed to be simple, safe, and convenient. It's performed right here in Des Moines by specialists who focus on men's health every single day. Take control of your future with confidence. Visit iowauro.com and click schedule an appointment at Urology Center of Iowa. We see you. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June. And you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track.
Spring is upon us. Birds are chirping, flowers are growing, and the temperatures are rising. But that also means rain, pollen, and humid summer days. Now, we can't really do anything about that when you aren't in your car, but for when you are in your car, we are offering our Fresh Spring Special package. For the month of April, you can get wiper blades, an engine air filter, and cabin air filters with the FrigiFresh treatment for 20% off retail. Shake off the winter and throw open the shutters at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Josh Romick at Willis Lexus, and I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Ross, I don't know if you noticed the Iowa Lottery got Kyle Larson to be in its commercials.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Kyle Larson. Of course, you can meet Kyle Larson through the Iowa Lottery. Because Sprint Car fans, don't miss your chance to win race tickets and a VIP experience at the Iowa Lottery Duel at Davenport on Monday, June 1st, or the Iowa Lottery Shelby County Showdown on Thursday, June 11th. That's in Harlan, including a meet and greet with championship driver Kyle Larson. Iowa Lottery VIP Club members can enter non-winning Diamond Dollar scratch tickets into their account, and you got to do that by May 4th, so that's coming up quick. Speaking of NASCAR, Tyler Reddick won yesterday at Kansas, his 5th win in 9 races. Mike, 5th win in 9 races. Dude's a beast.
That's dominance in the NASCAR world. That's really, really impressive. Some guys don't get that many wins in a career. Most guys don't get that many wins in a career. To have those in a season, to have those in 9 races, dialed in, that's for sure.
Well, and it's still that Michael Jordan story too, right? I mean, with all the drama that happened before the season, and then do you think NASCAR's happy that Michael Jordan's... By the way, it's good for NASCAR for Michael to have the success, because anytime you have Michael Jordan on television, anytime you have Michael Jordan repping your brand, that's not a bad thing.
Okay. But your question was, is NASCAR happy? So when you say NASCAR, you mean the France family?
The France family.
Hell no. Hell no. Would you want a guy that just beat you in a lawsuit to have success?
Oh, they settled, Ross. There was no winner or loser.
Answer my question. If somebody beat you in a lawsuit, would you ever find yourself happy for that person's success? I think it'd be really, really, really hard.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Is it good having Michael Jordan represent your brand?
Yes.
Is NASCAR seeing a resurgence?
Is it a resurgence, or am I paying attention? I'll say this. There was a point in time in my career that I paid attention to NASCAR every week. I mean, I was hosting race parties at bars for radio stations, doing all that stuff. I got into it. I was following Tony Stewart. I was doing, I was big into the Home Depot 20 car. That was my car. Got a little die cast. I used to, follow that. Then it fell off. I will say I've paid attention a lot more since Michael Jordan and this lawsuit.
Really?
And yes.
Okay.
Now, am I diving in? I know Kyle Larson finished second yesterday. The weird thing is, you have Michael Jordan that's teamed up with Denny Hamlin, but Denny Hamlin drives for Joe Gibbs, and you had Reddick and Hamlin going neck to neck in the overtime yesterday, and you're like, this is just really weird that you have your owner that you're racing against who's driving for a different team. This is just messed up, right?
Yeah. It's an interesting relationship, certainly.
Yes.
Frank says the conspiracies on NASCAR chat boards are wild. I'd be interested to know what those are. I've always had an interest in NASCAR. I like racing. I used to call the races at the Stewart track and down at the fairgrounds the last couple of years that they had the races there. That was a lot of. I love it. I love it. Helping my dad trying to change some tires on his motorcycle. My buddy Kevin Baker came over. He was the guy when I was a teenager. We found a guy in Pleasant Hill building a stock car. And my buddies and I were like, hey, can we learn what you're doing here? And he was like, absolutely. I went home that night and I'm like, hey, we're helping a guy build a stock car. And my mom and dad are like, who? We need to meet this fella. And now he and my dad are like best buddies. So I've always loved it. I'm glad to hear that my interest in it has not changed a lot. I was following that lawsuit. Obviously, we talked about it a lot.
I think that lawsuit educated a lot of people of how the France family had. You kind of look at NASCAR and you think it's like this conglomerate. Like nobody owns the NFL, right? Nobody owns the NBA. The NBA is nobody owns Major League Baseball. NASCAR was literally owned by a family, and I think people over time didn't know the dynamics of that. It kind of exposed that.
Yeah, the individual team owners are the ones that own all of those other sports. The individual team owners get together and hire a commissioner and all that. No, UFC and NASCAR are different. UFC and NASCAR are privately owned organizations by families.
So, yeah. Did you watch, just curious, I didn't, but it was highly publicized. A lot of our listeners did. Did you watch any WrestleMania over the weekend? Did you get into the WrestleMania? I'll take your look tells me everything I need to know. Thank you. Thank you. I guess we'll stop there.
I need to react that way more often, apparently.
I've never seen we went from 60 to 0 in 0.5 seconds.
Dude, listen, it's got an amazing following. It's not something I'm not going to trash talk it. I'm not going to sit here, don't you know it's fake? Everybody gets it. It is. It's shocking to me when I flip up because like last week, man, you pulled up ESPN, the front banner, WrestleMania.
All I hear is money. You mentioned the conspiracy theories in NASCAR chat rooms.
Yeah.
And you I think Frank is going to
nice.
Bring us up to date. Frank
what's
welcome
up,
to the
buddy?
Rush Radio Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
So, Ross and Travis, what I was talking about was, so on there, they're talking about Tyler Reddick since the lawsuit. All his wins, I think 3 of the 5 wins have Kane with him having the Jumpman brand on the car. And so people are saying that NASCAR's rigged and, doing all this crap, saying sports are rigged and everything like that, doing all their crap because of the Jumpman brand and stuff like that. It's crazy.
So they're giving, if I'm hearing you correct, the conspiracy theory would be when the Jumpman's on the car, they want that to win to promote the brand because it's better for both Jordan and NASCAR?
Wow.
Correct. And they're trying to say, that since he sued him, they're trying to make it look better for him and all that stuff and going on there. And yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Wow. That surprise. Does that surprise you, Ross? Thanks for the phone call, Frank. That's good stuff.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Frank was one of the guys that used to listen to you with in Omaha. He was over there. He was stationed over there for a while, and he was a big fan of yours before he even came to Des Moines. And I went to high school with Frank. He's a great dude. And I helped him buy and sell a home, too. He lives in a beautiful home. Okay, NASCAR and conspiracies. They've been around a long time. Okay. In fact, NASCAR conspiracies were one of the things that made me realize I would never bet on horse racing in my life. Because if the drivers can get together and make decisions, so can the riders. And if the drivers can get together and go, what would be great? If little E wins this race after his dad dies. If Dale Earnhardt Jr. can go from 19th to 1st in like 4 laps, man, wouldn't that be a great story? Wouldn't that help our brand? And then you get horse racing, you get jockeys in a room together, and one of them really needs a win, and they're competitors. They're buddies. They're buddies. I'm not saying horse racing's fixed. I'm just saying I would never, ever, 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 ever put $1 on a horse race. And I'd also not bet on a NASCAR race the same reason I wouldn't buy an oil short unless I knew I had the insider information. There's insider information. The NASCAR has been accused of this, or people have nibbled around the edges of this conversation for a long time. Like, wait a minute, this stuff, there's a lot of frozen envelope conversations that happen around NASCAR. And I'm not saying every NASCAR race is fixed. I'm not saying every horse race is fixed. None of. I'm saying, is the potential there for it to happen? Yeah. And anybody that tries to tell you, that's bullshit, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Let me throw another conspiracy theory out there for you. I mentioned Denny Hamlin, who owns part of Tyler Reddick's team, but drives for Joe Gibbs. Denny Hamlin is number 2 in the driver standings right now. He's led 575 laps. Tyler Reddick's led 199 laps, but has the 5 wins. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake, baby. El Diablo. I think it means angry chicken.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't bet on a NASCAR race. I wouldn't bet on a horse race. I've bet on the horses before, and I just give my money away because I don't really know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I'm not much of a gambler. I think that all of it can be rigged. I think all of it can. So I don't have the insider information. I'm not the one that knows what's going to happen. But man, some people seem to. Somebody asked, Donnie says, was the 2020 election rigged, Ross? It's all rigged, Donnie. It's all rigged. You get the illusion of choice.
Humphrey says, Travis says conspiracy theory and let's Ross go. I love it. I love it. I don't want to end the show on a down note, but I think we would be remiss not to mention it, and that is there was a shooting in Iowa City this weekend.
Oh.
And the weird thing is we know 5 people were shot. I think one's in critical, 4 in stable. What I don't have, they've released photos, Ross. I don't know if you see the photos of the 5.
The video, yeah. That photo of the 5 guys, yeah.
5 guys. What I don't have any much more information about is the actual fight that was taking place. It was at the nightlife district in the pedestrian mall. They said a large fight broke out. I'd be interested to know what the fight was about, or if it was just, hey, it's 1:46 in the morning. It's starting to hit that springtime, nice weather, and we're getting drunk and stupid, and people do stupid stuff, But that's crazy. I think even when I was young, I think I understood the premise. Nothing good happens after midnight, and I don't like staying out late. And I know college kids are college kids, but nothing good happens after midnight. It really doesn't.
Yeah, dude, it's a sad situation. And it's the type of thing that have you ever been to the Ped Mall, Travis? When
I've
it's
never
like
been to the
hopping. Oh, dude. Quintessential college experience. I mean that. This is not a knock on Ames, because everybody, again, we mentioned one thing and Rev is now fired up about his side of the team. I mentioned Iowa City and they're, whoa, Iowa State has great stuff too. Shut up. It's not about that. They're walking on the Ped Mall when it's hopping and fun. Nope, no teams. It's fun. That's amazing. It is an awesome experience. To think that will be affected, ruined in some way, because that could happen. And I don't know that the Ped Mall is what it was 30 years ago when I was walking around there. I don't know. But I do know that was such a cool experience to be in the Ped Mall when you're 18, 19, 20 years old with a fake ID. Holy cow. That was living, man. And I saw that video, and you see people fight. I mean, I've been in fights, I've been around fights. You get that's a whole different thing than what it was when my buddies were getting in tussles outside of bars. I never once was afraid of somebody pulling out a gun and starting to shoot. And not in the 90s. It didn't feel that way ever. And honestly, this would have been into the 2000s as well. I never felt that way. But now, as soon as that stuff starts, I feel like you should have that thought in your head, because a lot of people have guns. And a lot of people that have guns are not responsible gun users, gun owners. Most people that own guns are, the overwhelming majority of gun owners are responsible gun owners. And then there's not. The shocking thing to me, and Bob Vanderplotz, fake Bob Vanderplotz is saying it. I hope it's the real Bob Vanderplotz. That'd be amazing. It'd be the greatest shift of all time. He says everybody also has phones, and that's how that video gets out. But the shocking thing to me is that nobody has, that they haven't been able to identify these guys yet and have them in jail, because there's videos of it. They've got surveillance videos of it. It is really sad that when this stuff happens, this is what you've got to be afraid of, is that somebody's going to pull out a gun. 5 people are shot. Nobody got killed, right? Am I understanding this right? Nobody died. But how many people's lives are severely affected? Even the trauma and of being around it.
Being around it. You'll have PTSD from that. You'll be like, you're in a group going, nobody's going to probably nobody in that group's going to stay out past midnight for a long time. And fake Bob Vanderplotz says one person is in critical condition. So really sad, man. I saw that video, and even we did one of our buddies that lives in Vegas. The news got to him, and he sent it back to us, and he was like, "What the hell is going on?" Yep, in Iowa City, Iowa. This is an interesting one from Euchre. An Iowa City cop said it's been brewing for 3 to 4 years.
Group of Cedar Rapids, Chicago dudes facing off with a group of Iowa City, Chicago dudes. Man, Trav, I could do.
Is that gang related then?
You want a
Every
story?
coach, by the way, every coach at the university, every sports saying, I know you guys want to go out. Don't be going out. Know where you're at. Know where you're going.
Identify danger. When people start to get animated, you don't get out of there. Get away as fast as possible. Don't wait for the fists to start flying, which might be followed by bullets. As soon as you start hearing aggressive words, get out. Remove yourself and get away as fast as possible. I think that's what has to be your message to the kids. To tell college kids, hey, don't go to the parties. Don't go to that really fun place. That thing that when you came here for your recruiting visit, the players took you there. Don't go do it. No, I think you have to try to give them the other tools and say, listen, when you're there, head on a swivel. Pay attention. Keep your ears open. You hear stuff starting to happen, get out of there, and here's why. Is it going to happen every time? No. Can it happen? Yeah. When I was a maintenance man in an apartment complex, do you have time? Do you want me to tell you a fun story?
I'd love to hear it.
Fun. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. We would hire guys. The apartment complex I worked at allowed dogs. And, of course, we had these doggy pickup stations all over the place, but humans suck. And they would take their dogs out, let their dogs crap all over the yard and not pick it up. And so then people would complain, hey, people aren't picking up their...
so.
Yeah,
Rightfully
right,
so.
right. And we were the maintenance guys. And so for a period of time, that was kind of like part of our maintenance duties. And then one day our boss is like, I need you guys fixing stuff, not picking up dog poop. So we're going to hire people from a temp service to come out and pick up dog poop. And man, I felt awful about that. We'd call these guys for, hey, you work for a temp service. You want to come make some money? All right, come on out to this state. All right, your job today is pick up dog poop. And you'd see these guys like, Well, one day we get this kid named Chris. And Chris, I always got to know the guys and would usually, get them lunch or something like that. And Chris was about my age. Chris was from Chicago. Chris had a lot of visible tattoos. One that I can remember was this great big calligraphy S that he had on his hand. And you'd ask questions. Hey, what's that tattoo? And he's like, this is my gang tattoo. Oh, really? He's like, yeah, it's why I left Chicago. I left Chicago because I didn't want to be a part of that lifestyle anymore. And so now I'm here in West Des Moines, Iowa. Well, Chris and I became buddies. We hung out for a while. He might have changed playgrounds. He didn't change games. And man, did that get interesting over the next couple of years. Man, did that get interesting. And then as I got older...
When did you realize it? Oh, you didn't change games.
I remember that. I remember the moment. It was my buddy Tyson. We went and had lunch one time, and Tyson was like, hey, man, did you pick up on A, B, and C when we were in that conversation and in that room? No. Pay attention. Tyson was aware. Tyson was listening. Ears were open. Eyes were watching. And we walked out of that room, and he was like, "Hey, dude, you're not playing the game you think you're playing here. This is different. Next time we're there, ask about this. Ask this." And sure enough, Tyson was right on the money. Dude, I didn't know you could have that many guns in a house. Guns under the cushions of the couch. Multiple guns in every room. And then we're like, well, hey, why do you have all these and all that? Because, man, I never know who's going to knock on the door. Jesus.
Damn.
Dude, I'm telling you, I didn't know West Des Moines had those problems until 2002.
You've had so much more of an interesting life than I have.
Oh, dude, I could tell.
I've lived this sheltered life.
That was. I've had a couple of things that came from my time as a maintenance man at an apartment complex that are like book worthy. I got to know Danny Harris.
I saw he was on a podcast the other day. I saw him talking to somebody.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The track guy, Danny Harris?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
I thought he died.
No, I don't think so.
That was Ricky Henderson.
That was Ricky Henderson. We covered that earlier in the show.
Yeah. Okay. 60 years old. Yeah. 1 month ago, Olympus government shows his surprise. You know what? I should try to track down Danny. Ah, there he is. There's my dude. Yeah, man.
That's your assignment for the day. Track him down and say, hey, are you up in the mornings?
Hey, wait, that was Three Beards Media. He was
was it?
He was on a Three Beards. What?
There you go. Good job, Chris.
Oh, Chris, we gotta do that. Danny, I really liked my time with Danny. I have such a cool story about we don't have time for the Danny Harris story right now, but we'll get into that sometime.
Could you tell him if he comes on the show?
Shipley, I'm reaching out to you soon, dude. I'm reaching out to you. If you can hook me up with Danny, I would love that.
As you go on your day, grab yourself a Body Armor Light or a regular Body Armor from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. This is the Blueberry Pomegranate. It'll have you nice and refreshed, get your electrolytes going. It's refreshing and it tastes really, really, really good. All right, folks, have a great Monday. Good start to the week. We're glad to be with you. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Boy, howdy, we love spring. Flowers, nature coming alive, pollen, bugs, rain. Wait a second, those last three things aren't great. If only my Volvo had new wiper blades, engine air filter, and cabin air filter treated with FrigiFresh. Wait a third, that's the Fresh Spring Package available at Willis Volvo Cars for 20% off retail during the month of April. I better go online to Willis Volvo Cars to schedule my appointment, and you should too.
Hey Iowa Lottery fans, it's Kyle Larson. High Limit Racing is returning to Iowa for 2 races in June. And you can win a chance to meet me, tour the pits, and watch the action from a VIP suite at Davenport Raceway or Shelby County Speedway in Harlan. Plus, score exclusive race day merchandise. Just enter your non-winning Diamond Dollars scratch tickets into the Iowa Lottery VIP Club for your chance to win. It's free and easy to join, so enter before May 4th and we'll see you at the track. Woohoo!
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.